So this is to address whoever among the how many persons do we have here? Whoever among the 35 persons we have on this group Gate 2026. See, what you did is very bad. I just want you to know I may not know who you are. All right. I may not know who you are exactly. I mean, I'm talking about the person that leaked all the videos we have we have on this group so far. That person put it up on Telegram, I mean on YouTube. And at the end of the day, the person still went on to sell it for 5,000 naira. Not even only my videos per se. So it is so clear that that person basically just joins mentorship groups to leak videos. All right. You see, you can do whatever you want to do to that makes you sleep well at night, all right. But then hand will touch you. It might not be me, but then and I mean hand will soon touch you, no worry. All right, see, there's no point in doing all of these things, to be very honest. This is someone's hard work. You can imagine 35 persons paid for this, and you, out of the 35 persons, you have to just, I don't even know maybe whatever platform you use to pull out all of those videos. I don't care. But then just be careful and pray I don't know who you are. All right, just keep praying I don't know who you are because you would regret it, I promise you. All right, so I mean, it's all good. It's all good. So it's all good. It's all good. I know for sure you would still put up you still end up putting out this particular video on that your whatever YouTuber and you still sell it for your 5,000 naira as usual. All right, that's your 5,000 naira. Make you go and buy GLE. JDM like this, just in case you're not Nigerian too. That's 5,000 naira you've been collecting from people. All right, use it to get the GLE. Use it to buy your Brabus. All right, may God help you, and I hope you find peace doing all of those things. All right, Fourth Man's video, Kelvin King's videos, Lex videos, everything. You basically just join those groups and comfortably, leak out the videos. I just hope you find peace and I hope you're happy doing all of those things. May God help you. All right. So that aside, all right, so let's just get into what we have to talk about tonight. All right, we are talking about subjects and interest to higher time frame story tonight, and I'm very sure this same person would still share it out tonight, and will still end up, selling it for his 5K customers as well. All right. So I mean, let's just forget about that person. It's let's not give him let's not give him that importance. So we're talking about subjects and interest to higher time frame story tonight. When we have been able to, talk about all that has to do with storyline. We also discussed that extensively last night. All right, we said we can build our biases in the using key level. We can build our biases in liquidity. We can also build our biases in imbalance or FVG. All right, and we said for your storyline criteria, you expect when it comes to clear, you're expecting rejection and candle closure. When it comes to this guy, liquidity, you expect sweep of liquidity and candle closure. When it comes to this guy, you expect rebalance and candle closure, right? So, respectively, we have been able to understand all of these guys one after the other. All right. So whenever you get your rejection and candle closure right here, you want to validate it because we said the rejection and candle closure is not enough for you to want to bank on buying opportunity, to want to bank on that, to want to bank on that rejection. For you to want to bank on trading towards that rejection, you need your sweep of liquidity and break of structure. All right, your sweep of liquidity and candle closure is not enough for you to want to bank on trading towards that direction. You need to pay attention to your break of structure or your breakout on your one time frame lower. All right, and also your imbalance is not enough. All right, your rebalance and candle closure is not enough for you to want to bank on trading towards that direction. You still need your rejection and you still need your confirmation on the one time frame lower. So that means it is the information you get on your one time frame lower, all right, that validates the rejection or your sweep or your rebalance that you have from the time frame you are building your bias from. All right, so it is that information you get on your one time frame lower that determines whether you would, pay attention to that information that price has already presented for you. All right. So for the case of, I mean, for this call, for the purpose of this call, so let's just work with Beijing bias right now using key levels, and we should all be familiar now with the fact that whatever it is that we discuss as regard key level can be copied and pasted verbatim, all right, for liquidity, for imbalance, and for combination, be it for key level and liquidity, or for liquidity and imbalance, or for key level, liquidity, and imbalance. That is the combination of the three of them. Right. So right here, this is a let us tag this a weekly V-shaped key level. All right. So it means from here we are paying attention to this on our weekly time frame. That is, we are paying attention to rejection. All right. We are paying attention to rejection and candle closure. So this is what we are paying attention to on our weekly time frame. But do not forget that this rejection is not enough for us to not buy. All right. This rejection and candle closure is not enough for us to pay attention to buying opportunities. All right. This rejection is not enough. We need to go one time frame lower. So go one time frame lower, that means we are paying attention to our daily time frame. And paying attention to the daily time frame, we want to pay attention to break of structure. So we are paying attention to this break of structure right here, or we are paying attention to breakout, which is this guy. And I've been able to make us understand the fact that this breakout is as important as your breakout structure. All right. This is as important as this. You can't find both. All right, you barely find both. You cannot even find both together. All right. It's either you find this breakout structure, you find this breakout, it's either you find this breakout, or you find this breakout structure. So this is as important as this, and this is as important as this as well. Right. So this is what we have on our daily time frame. So now it means the moment we have this guy on our daily time frame, we have every reason to pay attention to buying opportunities. All right. We have every reason to pay attention to buying opportunities. So the moment we have this on our daily time frame, it means we can pay attention to buying opportunities from whatever levels you choose. So if you still decide to go into your H4 time frame, of course, which I do recommend, all right, which I do recommend. So going into H4 time frame, definitely what you want to find on H4 time frame is this break of structure right here. All right, this is what you want to find in your H4 time frame. All right, so this is what you want to find on H4 time frame. All right, so let us now use this H4 time frame to, basically we are talking about entries. All right, that is, we are talking about how we can subject our entries to higher time frame story, higher time frame directional bias. All right, so let us now bring this guy out now into a bigger picture. So we said we can, from the moment we have this on our H4 time frame, let me bring it down a bit. So from the moment we have this on our H4 time frame, let me just make this one bigger instead. All right, so from the moment we have this on the H4 time frame, all right, we said we can pay attention to buying from here. We can pay attention to buying from here, and we can also pay attention to buying from here. All right, buying from this extreme level, this is can pay attention to buy from here. This is an A level that got violated once. This is a V level that got violated twice. People call this guy QM, right? This is a V level that's that is fresh. Price hasn't used it. We tend to call it last resort. Like, all right, your last resort. That is, if price violates this, this is your last guy. All right, and I've been able to make us understand the fact that you decided to buy from me and price stop you out does not render the setup invalid. Right, the fact that you decided to buy from me and price stops here does not render the setup invalid, because there is another level below. And of course, you would even still have some open close levels around all of these guys, but then this is your extreme level. And the only thing that renders this setup invalid is when price closes below this guy. That is, price has not given you what a break of structure below this your guy. Right, and then it is very possible, all right, for something like this to happen, whereby price would go very deep into this guy, into your V level. But then this guy still ended up closing above, which means this guy is still being respected. All right, this guy is still being respected as long as this candle does not close below. All right, but anything that makes it close below, definitely the setup has been rendered invalid. The setup has been rendered invalid. So now you can pay attention to buying from all of these levels. All right, buying from all of these levels, and you can we have two types of traders. We have the aggressive trader and the confirmation trader. Right, so we have the aggressive trader and the confirmation trader. So sometimes price would even use this breakout level, right? The price would use it as internal liquidity, where that price trades higher, but let us just use this right now. And then at the end of the day, price would come back into this one, into this guy right here. Price would come back into this one. So let us just use this for our example. And we have been able to understand the fact that now we are bullish, right? Based on the fact that our one time frame has validated that for us. And we have also been able to know that you can pay attention to buying opportunities from this level, and from this level right there. So now that price has taken out internal liquidity right, and then we've been able to understand the fact that price moves from one liquidity point to another liquidity point. So now internal liquidity has been taken out, external liquidity is still standing, right? So now you are probably wondering, should I enter directly or should I just wait for confirmation? Right. So the moment price gets here and this candle starts rejecting, and let me sounds give us a very good template right now, a very good template to work with. So the moment price gets into this level and this one is rejecting or has rejected, all right, it's rejecting or has rejected. So you can pay attention to your confirmation entries, and then as regard confirmation entries, we have we discussed that during the last class, but then let us just try to talk about it right now as well. So now we have what this is H4, this is daily. All right, so remember something, H4 is now in sync, all right, based on the fact that H4 is now bullish. H4 is now in sync with what we have on our daily and our weekly time frame. So, but right here, you don't want to enter directly based on the fact that maybe you just want something more conservative, you want a higher risk to reward. So you can pay attention to your confirmation entries the moment price starts rejecting from this guy. All right, so you can pay attention to your confirmation entry the moment price starts rejecting from this guy. So now you have H4 reject H4, all right, or H4 rejecting H4. But do not forget, you can always bank on H4 reject H4 over H4 rejecting H4, as much as the same thing validates both. All right, as much as the same thing validates both. So your first confirmation that you can always pay attention to is this guy. That is this same structure you have on the H4, you can still have it on a lower time frame. So as for this confirmation entries, you can pay attention to them on your H2, H1, or M30 time frames, all right? So you can pay attention to them on any of those time frames that we have just mentioned. So this can be what you would have on your lower. Do we wait for the candle to close for the confirmation? This guy is floating already. Once you have this on your H1, you are good to go. Or if you have this on your H2, you are good to go. Or if you have this on your M30, you are good to go. You don't. I mean, I just said something. The same thing that validates your H4 reject H4 still validates your H4 rejecting H4. So it is very possible for this guy to have closed, and it is still possible for it to still be floating. So it all depends on what works for you. All right, it all depends on what works for you. So if you feel like, oh, I prefer it if my candle has closed, all right, so you can just wait until the candle closes, or or you feel like, oh, even when the candle is still floating, you are good to go. You can, relate with it that way. All right, so this is the first confirmation. This is the first confirmation on your H2 on your lower time frame, and the second confirmation we said is this guy. All right, so the candle high or the candle low is still standing. So this is the candle low right here, and then price takes out the candle low, and this guy would create for us a V-shaped level. So if anyone here still has problem with storyline, please, you definitely need to pay attention to the previously recorded videos. All right, you do need to pay attention to the previously recorded videos, and right here you would have a V level. All right, so this would create for you a very fresh and clean V level. So from here you can pay attention to buying. From here you can pay attention to buying. All right. So what makes this guy probability is what this high still has to be standing. This low needs to be taken out, and then this high needs to be standing. And the third confirmation, right? The third confirmation is that's where so let's just work with just three confirmations today, please. So this is the third confirmation. Where we have you have your bearish open close levels that got violated. All right. So your bearish open close level that gets violated. So I mean, this could be your confirmation, your third confirmation entry. All right, this could be your third confirmation entry, and from here also you can pay attention to buying from here. I pay attention to buying from here. So it means for this confirmation entry right now, this is your validation level. The week, right? Say this is your validation level. This for this guy, this is your validation level, and for this one, this is your validation level. All right. So for this one, you can just pay attention to buying from any of these three levels. But based on confirmation, let's just use this. All right, so now we are paying attention to entering from this guy. So now you can see how we have been able to subject this lower time frame this entries now into higher time frame story. We know that our weekly has rejected, daily has given us a confirmation that is our break or structure breakout, and then H4 has also given us the same structure to tell us that it is in alignment with what we have on daily and on the weekly time frame. All right, so from here, what do we have? Instead of you buying directly from me, of course you can. We have two types of traders. We have the aggressive trader and the conservative trader. It is not a crime to be an aggressive trader. All right. It is not a crime to be an aggressive trader. So don't, a lot of times I even enter aggressively personally. A lot of you guys would realize by now that, oh, Scofield loves this kind of entry so much. Yes, I do. All right, this is my kind of entry. I just enter from here, put my stop loss below this guy. I'll go about my day because not it won't. I mean, not everyone has that time to to just hunt for confirmation entries all the time. There are times that you just want to just take your trade and go about your day. But then whenever you feel like, oh, you have the time to wait for confirmation, of course you can. Or maybe you feel like, oh, you are just very skeptical, you can. All right. So now pay attention to the fact that we know that we are bullish. All right. There are times that this guy right here would somehow you would find a break of structure right here. But then you are not concerned with this break of structure that you would find on your H4 time frame. It is very possible for this guy to break structure to the downside. Why? Because you are paying attention to your big picture. Your big picture is bullish, so definitely you should pay attention to your big picture story. All right. And a lot of persons they would still want to sell from this guy. This is why, see, one thing you need to know is that the market would always show you what you want to see. All right, and it would always give you reasons that to validate that thing that you are seeing. So let us say price comes here right now. So price rejected from here. Meanwhile, someone that waited for confirmation or the guy that entered aggressively. All right, they're on their buy from here. Of course, this is their external. This is their immediate target. But you that you feel like, oh, Scofield says a range begins to sweep and a break of structure. But then you have forgotten that this range right here, you are using it against the trend. All right, yeah, it is very possible for price to reject from here. But even somehow it can even still give you confirmation. You would be happy post on Twitter only for you to come back to your trading for your MT5 and price has taken you out. That is because you are trading against the trend. That is because you are trading against the trend. All right. So you need to pay attention to these things that we have right here. So you need to pay attention. So let's go into the chart right now to just do a few things on the chart and then we just see how we can always subject our entries to our time frame story. So from here, you can pay attention to what we did. All right, weekly rejected weekly, daily gave us a break of structure breakout, and what do we have on the H4 time frame? H4 time frame gave us what another break of structure as well. H4 time frame told us that, oh, now I am now in sync with daily and the weekly time frame. So from here now, from this guy, you don't want to enter aggressively, or you can also enter aggressively. If you're entering aggressively, do not forget. All right, if you are entering aggressively, all right, you can enter from here, put your stop loss right there, or enter if you entered from here. Probably the fact that price will take you out does not make the setup invalid if you're using because if you're entering from here, do not forget this is still the invalidation level. Right, if you're entering from here, use one of the the ways of setting stop loss, that is maybe you covered one more key level or you used maximum number of pip sizing that you are comfortable with and price ended up taking you out, that does not render the setup invalid, right? Because there are still other levels below. And right there, price bought from here, but then you're waiting for confirmation. You can always use either this, or this. All right, these are the confirmation entries you can always pay attention to. All right, so yes, so let us go into the chart right now to see what we have on the chart. So I think to questions when you are done with what you are doing right now. I'll attend to questions afterwards. So let us pay attention to what we have. Where do I even start from? Mm. All right, so let us use this GBP. All right, let's use this GBP. So right here we can see that we have a weekly break of structure to the upside right here. All right, weekly break of structure to the upside right here. So which means so from there now it makes sense to actually pay attention to buying opportunities until this overall external gets taken out. Right, until this overall external gets taken out. So from here, let us pay attention to where price started rejecting from. So price started rejecting from this level, from this V level right here. Price started rejecting from here, and I feel like we also took out a previous weekly low. Whether you're using key levels, you're using liquidity, the same thing validates everything. Right, do not forget the same thing validates everything. So now that we have this on our weekly time frame, so now we can pay attention to what we have on the daily time frame. So let's see what we have on the daily time frame. So right here, daily time frame became bullish. All right, daily time frame became bullish. That is, we have this sweep right, and we have this horizontal break of structure. This is our break of structure. That is, this is a high to this low, lower high, lower low. Right, and right here we have our break of structure. All right, so we have a break to the upside. So now it means so we can pay attention to buying opportunities, but see what price is right there. Price didn't even come back into this level. So let us try to pay attention to where price possibly rejected from. Okay, if I think price did use this open close right there. Price used this. Did it? No. All right, so this is what we have on daily time frame. Well, it means daily time frame has confirmed our intention to buy. And I mentioned something on the call we had yesterday. I said the primary purpose of this your break of structure, right, is to validate your direction. That is, it is very possible for the price not to come back into this level before the expansion happens. All right, so the primary purpose of this break of structure is to validate your direction. So going into H4 time frame, and let us also see what we have on the H4 time frame. So paying attention to the H4 time frame, we can see right here that so that daily whatever that daily break happened from here. um what price did was this price simply didn't come back into this daily level. Uh price still didn't even come back into this zone, but let us, there would always be something. All right, so because nothing is random on the chart, nothing is random. So pay attention to this. So of course, so it makes sense now, which means price did use this guy. Look at this is an A-shaped level. Remember something, your intention to buy was already solid from your one time frame. Now that is, we had a weekly reject weekly and a daily break to the upside. All right, so which means our intention to buy became validated, became confirmed on our daily time frame. So now on the H4 time frame, you can see this is an A-shaped level that got tested multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got violated. All right, and one thing I've always told everyone of us is the fact that um one thing I've always said is the fact that a level that has been tested severally holds value. It holds so much value. All right, a level that has been tested at least once, it holds so much value. All right, so right here now, what can we pay attention to again? We can pay attention to what? Still trying to, so now we want to pay attention to this guy. So now we have several H4 rejections at this guy, at this level, we have several H4 rejections. So right here, we can pay attention to H4 reject H4. All right, so now let's just work with our H1 to see if we have any sort of confirmation from that area. From that area, let us pay attention to what we have on the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame, we had a breakout, but price never came back. All right, so this would have been a very beautiful entry opportunity because now we can see we have H4 reject H4, but then price presented for us our H1 break of structure right here. All right, H1 break of structure to the upside right here. But then price didn't come back. So this is a missed entry. I mean, did it? Let me see. Oh, it didn't. But then price still bought from a very valid level again. All right, price bought from this level. You can see this got tested severally. All right, this got tested severally. But then if you're entering from here, your stop loss would have so it's either you're using 13 pip stop loss. This is about 15 thereabout. So you're either covering at least one more stop loss, or one more key level. All right, so either covering one more key level if you are, or you're using a certain number of stop loss. Let us say we want to do 15 pip stop loss from here. All right, let's say we want to do 15 pip stop loss from here. See, you are not trading to impress anybody. All right, so you are trading to make money. So do whatever it is that you have to do. So let us say you are using 15 pips right there, 150 pip stop loss right there. All right, price getting to this level right there, and what can we pay attention to? You can see the expansion that happened afterwards. All right, you can see the expansion that happened afterwards. So this is it right there. You can see the expansion that happened afterwards. And let us go back into the daily time frame. So you can just work with a particular target from there. So now let me just use this one to also address the issue of targets. All right, let me also address the issue of targets with this call too. So right there, this is, so you can target. Let me see. Yes, you can. I feel like your first target, in fact, should be this one. A level that you feel like, oh, this level can sponsor sales. This should have been a 1 to 5 for us. All right. Can you see? Right here, we know we are bullish. All right, but then, it is just safer to always pay attention to. That's why, imagine you saying you are doing, how many hour is this? About 15 hour. This is possible. This is about 19 risk to reward. Very interesting, right? But then you still need to be careful. All right. Not all that glitters is good. All right. You still need to be very careful, because anything can happen. What if you were just expecting? So that is why we are intraday traders. So you can just take your profit for that day and come back the next day. All right. Yes, yes. Someone just said price tends to repeat higher time frame structure and character of formation on lower time frame. So that is the truth. The moment you have defined your direction from the higher time frame, just trade towards it only on the lower time frame. All right, trade towards it only on the daily time, on the lower time frame. So let us go back into, we know that let's go back into that weekly time frame. Why not miss the road right now? Okay, so we know that we know that we know we are still bullish, all right, until price takes out this high. So which means it makes sense for us to keep trading, all right, every day. Come back every day and look for your buying opportunities, and just do your thing. All right. Every day, come back again and look for buying opportunities. So we know we have validated that reason to buy from this daily time frame. So it means you can always work with your H4, your H4 down to H1 time frame. That is your H4, H2, H1 time frame. So until price gets into your target. So this is H4 time frame right there. This is H4 time frame right there. So okay, so yeah, so we started from here. So we found an entry right here. We found an entry on the lower time frame, and you can see how price didn't even present anything again on H4 until this day. Price didn't present anything until this day. That is, look how price did right there. Price used this one. So now let us go into the daily time frame to see, because I feel like one thing we can see on daily time frame is just strict bullish candles. All right, strict bullish candles. So this is where we just marked. You can see it is nothing interesting on the daily time frame. But then what we can see on the daily time frame is that we broke the structure. So one thing you need to always pay attention to is the fact that the moment you have a break or structure above a valid level, that means you should pay attention to buys. All right. For instance, price broke above this guy. Price broke above this A-shaped key level, right? Look at this is an A-shaped key level, right? Price broke above it. So this is a further confirmation that you need to just pay attention to buying opportunities until price takes out what? Until price takes out this high. Not this high per se. We know this is our long-term buy, right? Long-term target, all right? So it means this is your next target. The moment price closes above this one, All right, so it means the next day, if you are trading the next day, this is your next target. So whenever price gets here, you can just take partials, or or just break even, just in case anything wants to happen, because this is an external at the end of the day. But then you can see this same day, that same day, you would be looking for your entries. Price took everything out. So let's work with this. So now we have what we have. We have a daily break of structure right now. Remember, weekly is bullish. We confirmed our intention to buy from here, and from here also price gives us a break to the upside. So now we are now coming into the chart on when is this, on Tuesday. All right. Monday gave us a break of structure. Monday broke this guy. Monday closed above this guy. So coming into the chart on Wednesday right now, what I want to pay attention to, I'm paying attention to my H4, H2, H1 time frame to see if they're in alignment with my daily break of structure to the upside. So now let us pay attention to what we have on the H4 time frame now. All right. So where is Tuesday? So we're paying attention to Tuesday. So where is Tuesday? This is Tuesday, 7 a.m. Nigerian time. All right, 7 a.m. Nigerian time. So it means all of this now becomes your Asian low. All right, so you can see that we have this break of structure right there. This break of structure simply tells you that what H4 is now in alignment with what you have on the daily time frame. All right, so it means look at this. One simple way to always because I don't want to put on my Asian indicator right now. One simple way to always identify your Asian session is the first two H4 candles of the day are your Asian session. Right, look at this. This is 11 p.m. Nigerian time. All right, this is what 3 p.m. Nigerian time. So it means these two candles right now, the Asian candles. Do you understand? So it means the lowest point. This is the lowest point. Let's go into H1 so I can just show you guys on the H1 time frame with my indicator. So it's loading. All right. So can we see right now? Can we see this is the lowest point? So it means the first two H4 candles of the day, they are your Asian session. So that is what you can see, this shaded right, Asia. All right. So let me put it off again. I just wanted to show that so we can confirm. So I won't be talking about it in hindsight. So now going back into that H4 time frame. So now that you have been able to see that H4 is now in alignment with what we have on the daily time frame, so we can pay attention to what you can pay attention to entering from here. All right, you can pay attention to entering from this key level. All right, you can pay attention to this guy triggered this one. So in fact, some persons on this day, because I traded on this day, some persons would feel like price would buy from you only for price to take them out because of that is Asian sessional liquidity. We have talked about all of these things. Where the price run from, this is the closest key level to this liquidity. SLK, paying attention to liquidity resting close to a key level and subjecting to structure. All right, so what does that mean right now? This is our liquidity, right? This is our liquidity. Where is our key level? This is our liquidity. It is closer to this key level than this one. All right. So if you ever wanted to buy from you and price missed your entry right there, that simply means this is not the closest key level to this one. This is the closest key level to it. So this is one of the reasons why I always tell us that there are times that you feel like price would run from this guy. Meanwhile, it's gonna be a missed entry, but it does not mean you are wrong. You are not wrong. All right, price just has a mind of its own. So it is important that you try your best to be in sync with the possible intention of price based on your technical knowledge, based on your ability, based on the technical knowledge you already have. All right, so this is not the closest key level to it. This is the closest key level to it. This is the closest key level. This one right is the closest key level. So price took out internal liquidity. All right, price took out internal liquidity, and you can see how price expanded. So which means if you still missed this one, right? If you still miss this move, you have another entry right there. Subjecting entries to higher time frame story. Look at another one right there. You have a breakout right there. So this could be another entry opportunity for you. All right, so now let us go into H1 time frame to see if we can have a confirmation entry either from this level or from this level. All right, so let's check our H2 or H1 time frame. H2 or H1 time frame. All right, good. So this first one right here, you'd realize that it kind of makes sense now to pay attention to this guy. On this day, this was my entry. So I put my entry right here. So my entry was just here. Where was my stop loss? I used maybe about 12 pips stop loss on this day. So just just let price do whatever it wants to do. And where was my target? I had my I don't even know. Let me see this one. Yes, I took profits away from this guy 5 hour. Yes, this was my 5 hour profit. All right, um so this is the first entry, all right. So this is an engulfing. You can see that engulfing right there on H. I mean that level that seems to be like an overlapping key level on H4. It is an open close that was engulfed on the H2 time frame. So let's still try to pay attention to the same levels on the H1 time frame. So this is the first entry, and you can see this is also the second entry right here on H2. But just in case, let us just see what we have on the H1 time frame. So on the H1 time frame, let's see which of the confirmation entries we do have on H1 time frame. Okay, good. I mean, this is very beautiful right now. So on H1 time frame, what can we see? Price tapped into this H4 key level or that H2 key level. And what else can you pay attention to? We took our previous H1 low. All right. It's created for us what? Created for us a V-shaped key level. Created for us this V-shaped key level right here. And what can we also see? We have the high still standing. Very interesting from here. All right, very interesting. This second entry didn't, nothing major right there. No interesting confirmation. So which means your entry, all right. So I mean, you can see that this person that decides to use this confirmation entry right there, this person would have a better risk to reward than me that I entered aggressively from H2 with 12 pip stop loss. So let us see how many pip stop loss this would be for this person. This is still about 12 pip stop loss, sha. So let us look for that target. Where is the target? Let us see. How many RR is this? This is about 6 RR or about 4.5. All right. Can you see it's still the same logic, still the same thought process, the same logic. And just imagine you decided to even hold this guy into that overall target. Let us track it now on the let's track it. Where's the overall target? Where is it now? Okay, this is it. Imagine you decided to hold from this guy into this one. See, just study, bro. Study. Can you see how we subjected this our entry right now? Look at it. Imagine you start to hold into this one. This is about 9 hara. Imagine you saw this kind of trade, even risking 0.5% to your profit account. You are up 5 R already. I mean 5% already in your prop account. You are up 5 R. You are up 5% on your prop account just by doing this thing. See, you just need to pay attention to what works. I am showing you a template of what works already. I'm giving to you on a platter of gold what works. All you need to do is just to study. See, all you need to do is just to study. If you see anybody post take profits, either on Twitter, on your WhatsApp, or on this same Gates group, open your charts, pay attention to what this person is seeing. What is this person seeing that I'm not seeing? All right. What is he seeing? How did he build his bias? It is very possible for you to sit, and if you still cannot see it, if you feel like, oh, this person trades, let's say, okay, as well, text the person, brother, please, can you share with me the thought process of this your trade? That is one of the best. That's one of the ways to grow. It's one of the ways to get better. So let us check out um let's check out gold. Let's what's up on gold. See, that is one of the ways to get better. It's one of the ways to get better. So let's see what's up on gold. Gold has been bullish since forever. So I don't. Alright, gold has been bullish since forever. But then where can we start working with? Nothing on the monthly. Let us see what we have on the weekly time frame. Alright, so let's work with this. I think price. Did we get into the imbalance? No, we didn't. I'm trying to pay attention to something. Okay, so from here, we know we are bullish on gold, right? So from here, we got weekly reject weekly right here. All right, weekly reject weekly right here. So now let me mark it down so I don't miss that level. Let me mark it out so I don't miss it. So we know gold is bullish. So right here we have what? Weekly rejection. All right, weekly rejection. And then going into the daily time frame, let us see what we have on the daily time frame. So the daily time frame gave us breakout. All right, I mean break of structure. All right, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower lower low, and we have a break right here. So look at what price did. Price broke this guy and what can we pay attention to? So we got several daily rejections at this level. All right, we got several daily rejections. So daily reject daily, daily rejected daily as well. So it means we can just work with what we have, weekly reject weekly, daily break. All right. So now we have a daily rejection. So we are still trying to work with, I mean, is price actually presenting the same information on the lower time frame. That is something we can follow through. Are you sure I didn't miss that level? Okay, okay, good. So daily rejections, and then we are paying attention to see if H4 would also be in alignment with all of that information. So paying attention to H4 time frame now, what can we see? H4 time frame didn't give us a confirm. Oh, daily whatever, and this one too. Okay, okay. So it means from here we have a daily break of structure. All right, look at it. Daily break of structure right there. So it means from any of these levels, you can pay attention to buying. That is, this one becomes our invalidation level. This one becomes invalidation level because literally this is a sweep and a break of structure now. All right, sweep right there. It's just long, but it is still a sweep and break of structure. So right there, what did price do? All right, so price, did several things. Price did several things, and so price did several things, and then we can pay attention to what price came into this imbalance right there. At the end of the day, price came into this imbalance right there. Look at this imbalance right there. This low to this guy, this one. That's our imbalance. All right, that is our imbalance. So right there, and see price came into that H4 imbalance. All right, price came into this H4 imbalance, and now we have a very beautiful confirmation from this point. Look at the confirm. Even on this H4, we have our confirmation already. The confirmation is simple and clear. All right, the confirmation is simple and clear. What is it? Sweep of this low, the high was still standing. Look at it. This is the high of that candle right there, still standing. We have a V-shaped level from that point. What do we have? So it means your entry becomes, this is your entry right now. This is your entry from here. This is your entry. Let's say USD. So from there, you can just target your external. Where's your external? This guy. This is your external. How many R? 8 RR. I believe you are following through. Even if from here, even if you still feel like, oh, I mean, I'm kind of skeptical, will price really buy from this level? So let us now still do the same thing from this guy. So let us still do the same. That is H4, reject H4 from this imbalance. So, all right, from this imbalance right now, let's just do H4. I mean, H4 reject H4. So let us work with H2 or H1. So what do we have? H2 or H1? H2 or H1. So we have H2. H2 presented for us our breakout. H2 presented for us a breakout. So which means, boom, this is your confirmation entry on H2. All right, on H2, this is your confirmation entry. So let us see. Uh, and H2 even still has that same H4 confirmation. That is this load that got taken out. But then if you still prefer to work with breakout, all right, that is what I'm showing you this one. This is your breakout. So let's see what you have on H1 time frame. So on H1 time frame, we have so now it means we have H4 reject H4 right H1 breakout. right there, right? But then you can see the H2 breakout is even still better. All right, that's why I said don't ever fade whatever it is that you have on H2. If you decided to use this H1 breakout, right, this would have been a missed entry for you. Can you see how we are subjecting our lower time frame entries now to higher time frame direction? Oh. Sorry. I just found a beautiful confirmation entry right there. All right, look at this. This is an H4 imbalance. All right, H4 imbalance, price rebalance downward. H1 presented for us engulfing one of our confirmations that you want to see on your lower time frame. So this is your confirmation on H1 time frame. This is your confirmation on H1 time frame. This is your confirmation on H1 time frame. This right here is your confirmation. So from here, you want to put your entry, around this level. All right, so you want to put your entry around this level. So stop loss right there, and what you are targeting that same external. You are targeting this same external, and this should give us a better risk to reward. In fact, look at it. This is about 9 risk to reward. TP it right there. All right. So this is how you subject your your entries to higher time frame direction, to higher time frame story. You can see how interesting it is. So you see, with constant practice,
Sorry, please, I have.
with constant practice,
Sorry, please,
with constant
I have an
practice,
observation on this.
please mute your microphone. With constant practice, everything is going to make sense. Right? With constant practice, everything is going to make sense. So let us still on this good. Let me just share something with us. All right, so this is, we have this weekly break of structure right here. All right, we have this weekly breakout here, this weekly breakout right here. So weekly breakout right here, you can see we have the same balance as well. So let's go into the daily time frame just to see if, I mean, price just go there literally. But then let us work with H4, with daily. So because regardless, this is also a daily key level. All right, this is also a daily key level. And you can see price run from this one right there. So you can see we have, I just want something more. I need something more perfect. Actually, let's use this guy. All right, so we have a daily that rejected off this daily key level right there. So let us work with what we have on H4 time frame to see if anything makes sense right there for us to work with. All right, so daily reject daily H4 give us what? H4 give us a breakout. All right, H4 give us a breakout. So where is the H4 breakout? This is the H4 breakout. So it means from here now we can also still, work with a lower time frame confirmation to see if we can participate in this move. So now we have H4 reject H4. All right, H4 gave us a breakout right here, but then we are working with this H4 reject H4 first. So let's see what we have on H2 before H1. H2 presented for us this engulfing, price never came back. Presented for us this breakout, price never came back. Let's check what we have on H1 time frame. So on H1 time frame, price swept previous H1 low while the high was still standing, while it was still rejecting that H4. So let us see. All right, we have the sweep of this low. Where is the high? The high is still standing. The high is still standing. So which means this is our entry. This is our entry right there. All right, so to target, you can just target your external or closest key level you feel like price can reject from. All right. So that is how you subject your lower time frame to that's how you subject your interest to a higher time frame story. All right, this is how you subject your lower time frame to a higher time frame story. Subjecting your interest to a higher time frame story. All right, it is this interesting. Yes, it is. All right, it is this interesting. It is this interesting. Let's try to maybe Euro USD now. All right, let us check something on. Let's just do something on Euro USD. Let me check. All right, so let us start this guy now from from the moment we have this breakout. And I said something earlier. I said the moment price gives you this kind of information, price gives you this kind of breakout. All right. you automatically should know that this becomes the next target. This becomes the overall target this becomes the next place you should target. All right, infinitely. This becomes the next place you should target. So right here now we have what? Oh, this is monthly time frame. All right, so this is our target from the monthly time frame. Now, monthly time frame has given us that intention of price getting into this level. All right. So monthly came into this level and monthly rejection and all of yeah. Um, what do we do from here? Okay, so let's start from this guy. Let us start from this guy instead of this one. All right. Instead of this one. So let's start from this one. So monthly load taking out, all right. Monthly load taking out. Weekly gave us. Are you guys following through the thought process I'm sharing on all of these things, right? Are we following through? So monthly load taking out, weekly gave us a confirmation. So this is the confirmation weekly gave to us. Weekly gave us this confirmation. And so from the moment monthly became bullish from this guy, from this point, all right, from the moment monthly became bullish from this point now. So what can we pay attention to? What you can pay attention from there now is also the fact that what you can pay attention to from that point is the fact that let me see something. Did you get there before? Okay, good. I think where is the high? This is the high. So I want to see if we got to this low before the high was taken out. Okay. All right, so we took out that previous monthly low. We can also see that we also took out this previous daily low, right? I think I discussed this setup on yesterday. And let me check the daily time frame. I need something quite precise. Okay, let's go back into that weekly time frame. I think I can work with this. Okay, going back into this weekly time frame, we can see that we have this weekly reject weekly. All right, weekly reject weekly. Weekly also took out previous weekly low. So which means we are building a balancing key level and imbalance, and liquidity. So previous weekly also got taken out, all right. And do not forget, monthly already gave us an intel that we are bullish already from this point. So it means we can pay attention to buying opportunities until price gets here. So now paying attention to what we have on the weekly has rejected of this weekly key level. Daily has let's see what we have on the daily time frame. All right, so daily gave us a break of structure right here. Daily give us a break of structure. So daily give us a break of structure right here. High, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Do not forget. All right. Also, we also have a very tiny break right here. That is on this minor structure. This is a high to this low, lower, high, lower, low. So this is also valid. This is what we call minor structure. And see this happened right here. All right. So this tiny break of structure happened right. So what did price do? Price came back into this. The price triggered this QM. Let us see. Let's investigate. So yes, so we have so daily became bullish from the moment we broke above this one. All right, but infinitely we got our proper break of structure right here. But then we cannot ignore what happened right here. We cannot ignore what happened right here. All right, so previous monthly low taking out. Previous weekly low taking out. Monthly already bullish, all right. So now we have a weekly reject with the daily break of structure. Do not forget, monthly is already bullish. So now weekly gave us what? Weekly reject weekly and previous weekly low taken out. Daily gave us a break of structure, which is this one right there. So now we have what? We have daily reject daily. All right. So daily reject daily. Are you guys paying attention to the thought process? Daily reject daily now. Let's see what we have on the H4 time frame. So on the H4 time frame, what do we have on the H4 time frame? Which day is this? Monday. So let's check that. I just want to make sure we are which day? This is Tuesday. Okay. So Tuesday candle rejected of that daily key level. So where is Tuesday candle? This is Monday, this is Tuesday. So Tuesday didn't give us anything really interesting, all right. Tuesday really didn't give us anything interesting. Tuesday expanded without doing anything. This is Monday, this is your Tuesday. And in fact, this is even still Asia. So look at this. This is still London opened right here. So basically, we don't have anything there is no trade per se apart from all of these sales, and I'm not concerned because these are just retracements. Stressful. These are retracements. All right. It is easier and better when you trade in alignment to the overall direction. All right. So from here, we said this is our first and break, and then this is our proper break of structure. So price didn't come back into this level. Where the price come back in? The price came back into this V level right there. So into this open close that got violated, got tested and got violated. All right, so now we can say we have what daily rejects daily right now from this point. Then paying attention to what we have on the H4 time frame. All right. So daily has given us our confirmation, right? So daily, while daily was still rejecting, if you're on the call yesterday, I shared a certain information. Our intention to buy is already solid from the moment we have this one. So if you are paying attention to daily reject daily and H4 breakout, that is valid. But then if you also see a daily rejecting daily with H4 low taking out while the high is still standing, you are good to go. All right, so you might want to listen to that again. If you have we have weekly rejecting weekly, monthly already bullish, weekly rejecting weekly for buys. All right, daily gave us a break of structure. All right, so now that you have your daily rejecting daily, all right, you can also pay attention to H4 previous H4 low taking out on your H4, or you can also pay attention to your H4 breakouts. Why? Because we are trading we are trading in alignment to the overall direction. Right, so in fact, you have daily reject daily and H for breakouts. You have your confirmation right there. You have your confirmation right there. So this is a confirmation for you. Price came to this level and price bought. All right. But then we also have another confirmation again. So on this same H4, we have what? H4 low taking out the high standing. All right. So the price came back into the V level. And of course, we know, all right, this is our first external. This is our first external. So this is where you want to target first. You're paying attention to targeting this guy first. And then from here, so from here, so we are paying attention to targeting this guy first. So let's say you don't even want to enter from this H4 time frame. Maybe just let's see how many pip stop loss this is for us. This is about 15 pip stop loss. So you just feel like, oh man, I don't want to enter from here, Jerry. Let me just see if I would have something more conservative on my H2 or H1 or whatnot. So now let us pay attention to what we have on those two time frames. So now we are paying attention to our confirmations from here and from here. All right. So let's see what we have on H2 time frame. All right, so you can see on H2 we have, so it means we have from this guy, right? We have H4 reject H4 from this one. This is an H4V level now. Do not forget, all right? This is an H4V level. So you have H4 reject H4 right there with your H2 breakout right there. So which means this right there is your confirmation entry on H2. All right, on H2, this is your confirmation entry. This is your entry, but then let's still work with H1. All right, let's see what we have on H1 still, despite that information. Okay, good. This makes sense right now. This makes sense right now. All right. So now it means we have what H4 rejects H4 right now. We have, this is an H4 V-shaped key level. All right, H4 reject H4 right now, and what? We have H1 break, H1 breakout. All right, so I have H1 breakout right there. So this is an H4 V level. Do not forget H4 reject H4. Then we have what H1 breakout right there. Also, this is also another H4 breakout key level. If we did follow through, just in case you want to watch, you can just play it back. All right. This is an H4 break, H4 V level, H4 reject H4, H1 break. All right. This is also another H4 key level, H4 breakout. So it means you have what H4 reject H4 again and H1 breakout to the upside. So where would your entries be on this H1 time frame based on what you just said? So right here, this would be your first entry. All right. This would be your second entry. You can use this A level, you can use this V level. So you are correct. So entry one, entry two, confirmation entry. See how simple it is, and you know, your stop loss would just be very. Let's even say we are covering this one. Let's even say we are using this one as our this entry to this second confirmation entry right here. Can you see? About 6 pips stop loss. Good to go. Yes, sir. All right, 6 pips stop loss. Now let us see how many risk to reward we would have to target this external. This one. Can you see how many pips? 13 risk to reward. And let's say we are even using this one, this second guy. This first entry, this entry one. Let's say you just pay attention to this entry one alone, using the same 6 pip stop loss. This will give you how many risk to reward? 13 risk to reward as well. So this is just how you pay attention. All right, this is how you pay attention, and this is how you subject your interest to higher time frame direction. All right, this is how you subject your interest to higher time frame direction. So someone asked the question. I said, it says if I have M30 minutes engulfing and M45 minutes engulfing confirmation, and there's an open close, but both are not overlapping. So where should my entry be on M30? Your entry would be on the open close that price violated now. You can use anyone. You can use anyone. That is, see, M45, M30, noise would be too much. That's why I've been clamoring on don't go below H1 until you know your ends are strong, until you know you are very confident you are very confident. I just think like this yesterday. Until you know you are very confident, all right. So, but then if you feel like, oh, you are comfortable using M30, of course, you can work with anyone you prefer. But one thing I have always said to us is the fact that monthly stronger than weekly, weekly stronger than daily, daily stronger than H4, H4 stronger than H1, H1 stronger than M30, which means M45 stronger than M30. All right, so I mean, I believe you have the answer already. So, so this should be all for tonight as regards subjecting entries to higher time frame story. All right, so the recording is gonna be shared after now. So just study. All right, please. I beg of you, study, study, study. The magic, the breakthrough you seek is in the hours of study you are running away from. The magic you seek, all right, the scaling you are looking for is in the hours of study you are ignoring. So please and please and please study. All right, so this is just gonna be all for now. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for sure. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.